Another great tip to a great student-centered classroom is to not assign a lot of busy work. So for knowledge acquisition, the students will assign themselves their homework based on their level of understanding. So obviously they may need to do more worksheets or more practice, more video watching, more note-taking, more reading to acquire a certain mastery of knowledge for comprehension. But in terms of the skills, what the students need to be able to do, the skills-based learning objectives, I don't assign a lot. I try to condense them, or I try to do assignments that hit multiple skills, or a couple of assignments that will hit the same skill so they have opportunities to demonstrate that skill. But I don't assign work as punishment. I don't assign it as busy work. So everything has a purpose. So you can see I wanted to show you some examples in a particular unit I've done with students. Is that here are the assignments. So they have their unit problem, because we do a problem-based learning curriculum. So they have to do this activity, simulating natural selection. They have to do an activity on cladograms, an activity on endless forms, and an activity of history of life on Earth. This was for an evolution unit. So based on that, they only had to do really 4 assignments and then a summative assignment. And I'm going to click on, I'll click on one to show you. So for history of life on Earth, you can see here is the learning objective. They have to use a claim or data and reasoning to construct a scientific explanation. And then here was the assignment that they had to give. So it wasn't busy work, and it happened to hit one learning objective. Let me see if I can find one that hit multiple. Let's see, this one also hit one, so this may have been a unit where it was just one, but for this activity, they had to construct an evidence-based explanation. So there's the learning objective from the curriculum, so they know why they were doing it and how it was broken down. So again, it's keeping with this one, same thing with one learning objective. So you can try to hit multiple learning objectives if that's possible. I guess for this unit it just didn't work out that way. But I definitely put the learning objectives on the assignments, and then I narrow it down to just those activities that are going to hit on the learning objectives. So in a really good, well-managed student-centered classroom for the process, I would look at the skills-based learning objectives, look at your already existing activities and assignments that you give, and try to match them up and see what ones will actually get them to that point, or be able to have them demonstrate that point, and maybe exclude some of the other ones that don't. If the other ones were just practice, then putting it in another folder called practice, and having that be optional for the students to practice their mastery to be able to do the skills. And that's key. And you don't have to grade everything. So what's in this folder here that you see were all things that were evaluated, but if they needed more help in simulating natural selection, then they did that for practice, but it wasn't graded.